The story begins in a deserted market where we see a family quietly gathering supplies. They are so terrified that they can't even talk to each other, communicating only through gestures. Something dreadful is forcing them to remain completely silent. The father's name is Lee, his wife is Evelyn, their eldest daughter is Reagan, who has been deaf since birth, and their two sons are Marcus and Bo. Bo is the youngest and doesn't understand much. While looking around, Bo notices a toy rocket on a shelf. As he reaches for it, the rocket slips and falls to the ground. Everyone's heart skips a beat, even the slightest sound can mean danger, but Reagan quickly catches it before it hits the floor, saving them all. Lee signals that it's getting late and they must return home before dark, otherwise, they'll be in danger. But little Bo picks up the same toy rocket again. The others panic because the toy works on batteries and could make noise. Lee gently takes it away, removes the batteries, and places them on the counter. As they prepare to leave, Bo insists on taking the toy. Feeling bad, Reagan quietly hands him the rocket, without batteries, and walks out. But Bo secretly takes the batteries too. As the family walks barefoot along a sand-covered path leading home, to avoid making any sound, Bo, walking behind them, puts the batteries into the rocket and turns it on. The toy starts making loud beeping noises. Reagan, being deaf, doesn't hear it, but Lee and Evelyn immediately realize what's happened. Suddenly, from the woods, a horrifying monster rushes at lightning speed toward Bo. Lee runs desperately to save him, but it's too late, the creature kills Bo within seconds. 1 year later. A year passes. Lee and his family have learned how to survive in silence. Lee has built a research room in their basement to study the monsters. His notes reveal that these creatures can detect even the faintest sound from miles away. They are blind, but their hearing is incredibly powerful, they sense the smallest vibrations in the air. If a person breathes too loudly, the creatures can detect it and attack at lightning speed. Their skin is harder than steel, making them immune to bullets and weapons. These monsters had come to Earth a year ago through meteorites that carried them from space, and within a short time, they wiped out almost all of humanity. The only way to survive was absolute silence, a rule Lee's family now fully understands. Lee set up CCTV cameras around their farm and marked safe paths with sand. He even built an underground bunker for research and protection. He has identified that 3 monsters roam in their area. Meanwhile, Evelyn is pregnant and due soon. Since a crying baby could attract monsters, Lee and Evelyn have built a soundproof box with an oxygen mask, a place where the baby can safely cry without being heard. Lee also tries to help his daughter Reagan, who is deaf, by creating a cochlear hearing amplifier for her. But Reagan is frustrated, her father has made several devices before, none of which worked. When she tests this new one, it finally functions. Hearing the world's sounds for the first time, she bursts into tears. Still, she blames herself for Bo's death and believes her father no longer trusts or loves her. Reagan tries to enter Lee's underground lab to help, but Lee stops her, afraid she might accidentally make a sound. Feeling unwanted, Reagan decides to leave home and visits Bo's grave, crying herself to sleep beside it. Evelyn's labor. Meanwhile, Evelyn is home alone doing chores. As she carries laundry down the stairs, a nail gets pulled upright on a step, right where she'll step later. Lee and Marcus go fishing by the river. Reagan asks to come, but Lee refuses, saying her mother needs help at home. Hurt, Reagan feels even more rejected. At the river, Lee explains to Marcus that the sound of the waterfall hides their voices, they can speak freely there. Marcus asks if Lee blames Reagan for Bo's death. Lee replies softly, no one is to blame, and Marcus insists his father tell Reagan that. Back home, Evelyn starts going into labor. She rushes to the basement but steps on the nail. The pain is excruciating, but she doesn't make a sound. Her son's photo frame falls and shatters, a loud noise that attracts a nearby monster. Evelyn hides behind a wall, trembling. Seeing red warning lights flashing outside, Lee realizes Evelyn is in danger and runs home. Evelyn cleverly uses a kitchen timer to distract the creature. When it goes off, the monster rushes toward the sound, giving her time to escape to the bathroom. She hides in the bathtub, bleeding and in labor. The monster is just outside the door when Marcus fires a flare rocket, their pre-planned distraction. The monster rushes toward the explosion, allowing Evelyn to give birth, muffling her screams under the noise. Lee soon finds Evelyn and the newborn alive, hiding in the blood-stained bathtub. He quickly moves them to the soundproof basement and places the baby inside the oxygen box as the creature returns. Reagan's discovery. Reagan, returning home, walks through a cornfield unaware that a monster is following her. Suddenly, her hearing device emits a sharp, high-pitched frequency. The monster writhes in pain and flees, the sound is unbearable for it. Reagan also feels pain in her ears and shuts off the device, not realizing she's found the monster's weakness. She reunites with Marcus, and they hide in a grain silo, lighting a small fire to signal their father. When Marcus accidentally makes noise, the creature heads straight for them. Both children fall into the silo, sinking into the grain like quicksand. Reagan saves Marcus just in time, but the creature jumps in after them. Again, Reagan's device emits the painful frequency, forcing the monster to flee. Lee arrives, relieved to find them alive, but the monster soon returns. Lee hides his children in a truck while the creature attacks him. Injured, Lee realizes he cannot kill it. He signs to Reagan, "I love you. I've always loved you. You were never to blame." Then he screams loudly to draw the monster toward himself. The creature kills Lee instantly, but his sacrifice saves his children. The final battle. Reagan and Marcus drive home. Evelyn embraces them tearfully. But one of the monsters follows them. Inside the basement, Reagan notices her father's research, notes proving that high-frequency sound is the creature's weakness. When the monster enters, Reagan amplifies her cochlear implant through a microphone. The loud frequency causes the creature's armor plates to open in agony. Evelyn takes the chance, grabs the shotgun, and fires directly into its exposed head, killing it instantly. However, through the security cameras, they see two more creatures approaching the house. Reagan turns the microphone volume to maximum, and Evelyn reloads the gun, ready to fight. The screen fades out as they prepare to face the monsters, now armed with the knowledge of how to kill them.